something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear.
Hello and welcome back, my curious gamers. Okay, in my last video, I attempted to use the Metroid Suit against Ravenbeak. Prior to this, I had never battled him, not once. I thought it was just the Hyper Suit or the Hyper Beam being ineffective in that battle. Turns out it wasn't the suit or the beam, it was me. I sucked, and you guys noticed. Most of you responded with the technique needed to beat him, and a few of you felt, well, it was one of my most downvoted videos. But I'm back to redeem myself. After I beat the bird, I'll show you what's literally happening during those cutscenes. You've seen sequence breaks, you've seen boundary breaks. Let's try out a scene break. I'll also be wearing the Metroid suit for extra weirdness, but that's how we do. Let's go. Alright, first things first, let's put the bird dude down. Not gonna be so easy this time, fella. I know stuff. So there is one trick to this I had to do in order to beat him. I had to lower his energy after he does that red energy wave thing. Because at full power, he never makes the transition with the Hyper Beam. You'll notice he never goes into full Featherface mode. So if I lower his energy low enough, then he goes into his next moveset and I can trigger the cutscene. Alright, here we go. Parry. Blast. Get ready for it. Steady. Parry. Parry again. And we did it. Piece of cake. Okay, time to see what's really happening here. You'll see the models come in and out of frame, and although I don't change the camera position, they change position, so I do my best to keep up. Yes, I could freeze the action, but I think it's cool watching it in real time. You can see sometimes he's just an arm holding her neck, sometimes she's not even there. They only need to use what's needed for the shot, so that makes sense. And now something interesting happens having the Metroid suit. Her mask doesn't render properly sometimes, so it's just her face. He never gets tired of choking Samus. Her face looks super small compared to the rest of her. It's kind of funny. Now here the characters are totally stationary, but the camera moves. I thought that was interesting. Now this part has a pre-rendered video, so there's nothing to show. One of very few in the game. Yeah, the suit looks very odd without the mask. But we get a good look at her face, which I guess is a bonus. This is cool because her eyes flutter a little bit, which is something we wouldn't get to see because her mask is normally on and dark. That's strange. You want a close-up of the crazy eyes, huh? Yeah, so did I. Alright, let's resume. By the way, the voice actors killed it in this scene. Pre-render video. Not pre-rendered. Alright, we can catch the descent here. So I go for more of a wide shot on this one because things are happening that are actually pretty far away from each other. So he first appears on the side, and then disappears and reappears inside the rocks. And he's screaming at nothing. Now, similar to my Kraid video where people pointed out he had no legs, it's the same case here. The beam goes all the way through him here, which is kind of cool. Now we go in position to get back to player control. and it slowly starts to render the stage just before the camera pans. A few of you were curious what it looks like when Samus gets eaten. Let's check it out. And it turns out it's about what you'd expect for something that's out of the player's view. It's basically just one model jammed inside another model. So the fact that she's even there is pretty cool. Alright, let's check out the escape sequence. This sequence is not a whole lot different than the first Out of Bounds video I did where I covered the intro, but there are definitely a few unique things in this sequence that I want to show you. Okay, let's check out the scene where Samus encounters Quiet Robe on her ship. It's actually really cool to see it from this angle. Alright, Quiet Robe creeps up. Dude, you almost got blasted. You gotta let out a chirp or something. Samus is very unstable right now. There was a lot of speculation in my comments section about how Samus might return to her normal form, so I think this might be how. The thought was that she can't just stay a Metroid forever in future games, so maybe she won't. By the way, you'll notice she has the Varia suit on. I think that's a side effect of giving myself the Metroid suit. Now Samus makes her escape and you see this planet explode. We'll go in for a closer look in just a second. So Samus escapes, credits roll, and that's a wrap. We'll take a quick spin around the explosion for good measure. Here's her ship again. Just like the intro, Samus is nowhere to be found. It's really cool to see how these scenes are actually done off camera. That was fun. Okay, you guys, do all the things. Come be a part of this channel. I love interacting with you all and taking your suggestions. I have a very specific set of skills, and I want to show you everything. Stay curious, gamers.